toothbrush,
phone, cars,
the blinds going up and down.
computers, the microscope.
Electronics is everywhere nowadays.
Electronics at the LMB is used in everything that we do, whether it's instruments to monitor or control things or a computer. I think it's important for the LMB to have an in-house workshop because we can do bespoke products for the scientists. So our motto is, if you can't buy it, we'll make it for you. I'm working on a turbidostat, which will have a vial of liquid with a fan to stir it, and we measure how opaque the fluid is through the vial. We're involved with probably 3 or 4 jobs per person at any one go. Ryan has been doing some custom LED panels. You just cannot buy these things off the shelf at all.
The function of the LED panel is to provide different wavelengths of light that shine through the fly's exoskeleton and light up neurons. And the LED panel itself works at infrared wavelengths and red wavelengths, and it is able to switch between different quadrants in order to light up different parts of the assay.
Recent developments, things like cryo-electron microscopy, have all been done by pushing technology. So to keep ahead in terms of biology, you also have to keep ahead in terms of technology. Well, right at the moment I'm working on a linear motor controlled cryo plunger. We're finding that scientists want to do quite a lot more sophisticated things in terms of sample preparation, freezing a grid and then bringing it out of the cryogen and then coating it and then dropping it back in. Proteins will start to operate and then you can freeze them again. And you can get this almost like movie to do protein dynamics.
I quite like programming, and also I do the RF things. We're sort of developing a plasma system which has RF heating coils, and I've been building RF amplifiers to drive them and generate a plasma to enable them to coat samples. So we've had photomultiplier systems for monitoring cell samples, which just run for months on end, sampling light levels in a very dark incubator.
So I have a few projects that I'm working on at the moment. The main one is a filter wheel driver. So it's connected to a microscope and the filter wheel is mounted into the microscope. We need to be able to spin it. At the moment it spins manually, and I'm using a motor to make it spin automatically the correct distance.
What I like best about my work is that I have creative control over the projects, so I can liaise with scientists and then find the solutions that I think are going to work best.
I like the variety of what goes on here. To a certain extent you can just go out in your own direction, you can solve a problem in your own way.
I was made to give up biology, much to my disgust at school. I wanted to do 3 sciences and they couldn't fit that into the schedule. So I'm a frustrated biologist really. So the LMB suits me down to the ground.
So it can seem very difficult to get excited about, because it's just a wire, it's just a component, but I like how they interact with each other and learning how things work. It's very interesting when you can create something, just get a handful of components and suddenly you make something really cool that works.
These days electronics is very much an enthusiast paradise. I get to work with interesting circuits day to day and interesting people, problems, solutions. Coming to work is a pleasure rather than a chore.